Hello and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. Today we have John here with us all the way from New Zealand. John, please introduce yourself and your hypnotherapy work to our audience.
Yeah, kia ora, guys. Yes, I'm a long way from from Berlin, but yeah, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on, Tony. Yeah, my business is called Ignite Mindset. Relatively new business. I'm a fully qualified PE teacher and high performance teacher. Used to play football at quite a good level when I was younger, but my business only really took off mid 2025. Working as a hypnotherapist, doing anybody that wanted hypnotherapy work, for want of a better term. If you want to stop smoking, I can help. If you want to lose weight, I can help. And I'm still doing that and enjoying that. But from my big goal for 2026 is to move more into an athlete centered support system and primarily moving into a football space, working with footballers, academies, coaches, and directors of football or directors of sport in those spaces. So that's it in a nutshell, Tony. I'm sure we'll elaborate a little bit on it later, but that's where I'm at right at the moment.
Great, yeah, John. So what actually inspired you to start doing what you're doing?
So, as a young footballer, I played as a young footballer, quite at a good level. At 16, I was at a football club professional, and I was very nervous. I was such an anxious footballer, and you'd never think at that age that it's going to lead you into hypnotherapy. You have no idea, and you still think you can train yourself out of that. You still think you can just work harder. You'll be less nervous if you work hard, if you just practice more. But clearly there was a mindset issue that I wasn't or able to really fix, and I did push through it. So I just look back at my time as a young footballer, and even my time playing football as I got older, and realizing just how much that anxiety and the nerves of doing that affected me. Um, and then fast forward a long time, into my early 40s, and I was a nervous flyer, and I went to see somebody about hypnotherapy through hypnotherapy for flying. And again, a penny dropped when I had that. I just was amazed by how I felt differently, how it changed the way that I acted, and I was like, wow, imagine doing this. So I looked into it, and I got qualified and got registered. And then I thought, wow, let's just maybe try up a little business and let's see if I can help other people. And really never didn't have any big intentions to sort of do anything other than just, help somebody lose a bit of weight or stop smoking or public speaking. But the more that I'm doing this, I'm going back to that point when I was a young man about that nervous, anxious footballer. And I still coach now. I still take football teams at the school I work at now. And I see this every day. I see how the mental aspect of their being has such an impact on the outcomes that they're able to achieve. So I really do want to pursue that and continue to help athletes, sports people, and footballers moving forward.
Yeah, great stuff. Absolutely. As you were talking about this, I remember also when I was a kid, I used to play basketball for about 7 years. And big time, I struggled with nerves, especially about confidence. And if you're gonna take when you're about to take that shot, you're thinking, oh, if it's gonna go in or not, what people are gonna say, if the coach is gonna throw me out, from the team and stuff like that. All these things actually affecting your performance, and this is costing a lot
Yeah.
of young athletes their careers, their great experiences as well, and we pick up on this and we build up on the negative emotions, and then it goes through life. We go through life with all this. So, yeah, it's wonderful. Tell us a little bit more about how you actually help people overcome those kind of issues.
So the main thing is obviously having the credibility, to be qualified and registered, and then having an understanding. So from a football's perspective, it's quite easy because I'm a footballer. I was a footballer and I coach football. So that credibility is very important. So in terms of everything, the main thing is rapport building, is getting the person to know you, building that relationship with you. Earning their trust. So a hypnotherapy session would, I mean, technically, a hypnotherapy session starts from the second somebody decides they want to do hypnotherapy with you, because that's the main part. They feel they want to do it with you, so there's already buy-in. Um, but the rapport building, and that might be a couple of Zoom calls, it might be an in-person meeting, and just talking through, working out what's going on, and then we'll work it all out, and we'll see exactly what outcomes that person wants, and that may be in one session, two sessions, maybe it's ongoing, but it's a joint process. That's the whole point of this, and why it works so well is that they're leading this really. They're just informing me of what they want to change. I'm guiding them through that step, and yeah, I think that would be it. And there's no real finish point. And there's checking, so I support them then with a download of the recording, so they can take that away as well. But I also, in terms of my football work and the stuff that I'm doing with athletes, I offer group work, so mindset for groups. So and that's always trickier because when it's one-on-one, it's a really personal goal and they can be more elaborate with what they want the outcome to be. But even for group work, you can have 10 footballers, for example, in a space. And you can talk, for example, you would say, okay, remember a time when you made a mistake. Well, that's a very general concept, but they'll all remember a certain mistake that's very, very personal to them. So there is a generic approach to that, but you can make it really personal because they're processing your words to make it personal to them. So hope that answered your question.
Totally. And what's the transformation that you offer to your clients?
How do you mean what a transformation?
Transformation in the sense of like before they came to you with this problem,
Okay.
or before they came to you with this sort of like specific issue they were facing,
Yeah.
and then what's the transformation they go through once they work with
Uh,
you?
the main thing I notice is I'll give you an example. There was a young I don't know if you know the sport touch, New Zealand touch. It's like rugby, but instead of tackle, you touch, and it's
Okay.
a big sport here in New Zealand. And the girl that I was working with was struggling with execution. So we'll get the ball and we'll be hesitant. So even just on the first session, you could see the immediate reaction when you're in the room or you're doing the online work, you see the almost a relief, like, oh wow, yeah, and I saw that, like I can do that. And so the main thing there would be that they believe the outcome, and then when they execute the outcome, when they're able then to put that, because they're obviously not going to go on to feel that moment, but they might in 2 days or even that night, and they execute that believe. Oh, it's such a wonderful feeling. And that is a common. Yeah, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but that's a common occurrence. I really do enjoy that, and my outcomes are really positive with the people I'm working with. They're seeing significant progress in their performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you know, I've been sort of, as we talked about in the green room, I've been working with professional tennis players, for
Mm.
years, and the changes they go through once they actually get proper support on a mindset is wonderful, and you can see the results immediately. So I truly
Mm.
believe in what you're doing. That has a huge potential. So if someone wants to actually get in touch with you, connect to you, or learn more about what you do, how they can do that?
Yeah, so they can email me, johnignite mindset@gmail.com, or they can go through Facebook or my Instagram and find me that way. My website is currently under construction, so that's not really a space to find me at the moment. But certainly on that email address, or go through my social media channels, Ignite Mindset. Yeah, you'll find me, and then just get in touch, send me a message. Really loose, just hey, I'd love to connect. I think you can help me. Let's have a chat, and then we will literally just take it from there.
Absolutely. And so what's your goal for your business for next 12 months?
For the next 12 months, I really would love to build my presence in the football academy space, working with footballers and working with clubs. I've already, like I said, had a couple of steps in that direction. So my foot's in a camp for February this year, which is really cool. But just building that space, so yeah, it becomes more and more common where clubs are trusting in what I do, seeing the benefits of what I do. The players, so obviously there's the academy space, then there's the individual players. They're big spaces. If I could have, yeah, at least two or three academies that I'm working with on a consistent basis, and maybe four or five footballers on a separate space, as well as my ad hoc customers who just need, support with whatever. Yeah, I'll be in a really happy space by the end of 2026.
Wonderful. Yeah. And just before we go, what inspires you, John, about your business?
What inspires me? Um, I think, yeah, there's two things. The first thing, honestly, is genuinely that feeling when when they emerge from a session and you see their face and you know they've had a really positive experience. You know that they've seen things that are going to change the actions that they're about to do. So that's one thing. The next thing would be just the pride of being able to take a business that is from a seed of an idea. It's a seed. And just working through that and building this into something that is recognized. And the more that I meet people like yourself and I get successful outcomes when I have meetings with clients, that's what feeds me. And seeing it slowly growing and evolving. But yeah, main thing is just that feeling of helping people. I think that's my main win.
Wonderful. John, thank you so much for being a guest today and thank you for staying up so late. Also, thank you all for watching and listening to this episode. If you like it, drop us a like, subscribe, and also if you have any questions for John or me, you can ask them in the comments and we'll be more than happy to answer them. See you all in the next episode. All the best and bye bye.